should warn you that if the power goes out, there are no backup lights in here, so it's going to be pitch black. I just want to tell you that. Not that it's going to happen, but it's a very safe school, just no backup lights in the auditorium. It's pitch black. So on stage now, we have the high school concert band. Tonight's concert, we're going to showcase, and I don't think we did this last year, we're going to showcase all of the in-school high school groups. So we have the concert band, high school chorus, and then wind ensemble, and then we're actually, for the last song, going to do something we've never done before, and have the concert band join the wind ensemble on stage for the last tune. So each group will perform a few songs. Concert band is going to start the program off with a piece called "And the Angels Called." our three soloists. First of all, it's hard to play a solo. It's really hard to play a solo when there's nothing else going on. You can hear a pin drop. We had Joshua Connolly on tuba. We had Ben Putnam on trumpet. And Molly Dawson on flute. Before we play our second song, and then we will have a 5-minute change while the chorus comes out and gets ready. I do want to recognize we have 3 seniors in this group. If we could have those seniors stand. We have Molly Dawson on flute, we have Caleb Baker on flute, we have Samantha Butler on trombone. For better or worse, these students have been with me since they were in 5th grade, so they're a special place in my heart. I assume we're clapping for them because they made it through all those years with me. Our last song is called Russian Sailor's Dance. want to quickly recognize that was Samantha Butler on the trombone solo. We'll have a quick change and then the chorus will be right out. Thank you.
On the floor right now, we have the BMR High School Chorus. We're going to sing 4 selections with you. We're mixing it up a little bit tonight. A little bit of pop, a little bit of traditional chorus music. The first song is a little bit pop, Homeward Bound, originally by Simon & Garfunkel.
One
song out to the chorus maybe 3 times in the last 2 years. And every time we work on it a little bit, and a little bit more, and every time it ends up getting filed back away. Well, there was almost a mutiny where half the chorus really wanted to sing and half of them didn't. So we compromised, and I found a way to just kind of shrink it down. So this is Come Sail Away by Styx. It's going to feature a trio by Chloe Forsythe, Aaron Brown, and Kendra Lato. This is Come Sail Away. Music in the Water, which is an appropriate song for tonight.
Music in the water.
stage now, we have the high school wind ensemble. We're gonna play 2 selections for you, and then we're gonna pass out some awards, and then we'll have our combined song. The first selection is a piece called Snowflakes Dancing. It's actually by the same composer that wrote Fantasy on a theme by Sousa that we did at our Micah concert. second selection was one that I passed out basically because I found it in one of our cabinets. Anyone that is an old 1980s drum corps fan has probably heard this about 15 times. This used to be done by a lot of marching bands and drum corps. It's called Malaguena. Sydney Borelli on clarinet with all those amazing solos. And Cole Boldock on baritone with his solo. I'd now like to introduce the president of Blackstone Melville Music Association, Lisa Gervais.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out. I need to point out that I am the newly elected president. We just held elections last week. So if you don't know me at this point, my name is Lisa Gervais. I have 3 children in the program, 2 of which are on stage this evening. I'd also like to introduce the new members that were voted in as well. My vice president, my underneath, is Tony Cavallo. Kate Correa is a member at large. Jenna Zabito is another member at large. I have Kathy Stearman as the treasurer, big time job. And missing this evening is our secretary, Patty Rodriguez, and another member at large, Deb Shea. Before I announce the scholarship winners, I'd like to recognize the outgoing board members who put in many hours of hard work, volunteerism, shed blood and tears through trying to help these kids. So our former president, Wally St. Amant. Our former vice president, Carrie Smith. And our former secretary, Sue Turcott. One of the things BMMA prides themselves on is being able to provide scholarships for these kids and all their hard work and dedication. We do provide 3 types of scholarship, one being a scholarship for summer music lessons, the second being scholarships for summer music camps, and the third scholarship going to outgoing seniors. So I'd like to announce summer music scholarships first. The first one going to Rachel Morrison. Scholarship going to Rebecca St. Amant. This year we were able to award 3 scholarships to outgoing seniors. This process required a lengthy essay that these kids had to write in a very busy time of their outgoing seniorism. So I want to thank them for participating in all the hard work they put into it. The first scholarship is for $500 and it goes to Brian Turcott. The second $500 scholarship goes to Liz Strickhouse. And for the last scholarship being $1,000, this is the Trink scholarship, and I'd like Sue Trink to come out and
so much for inviting me here. My son was asked to join the marching band in 1996, and I honestly had no clue what that meant for him or for my husband and I think it was called baptism by fire. We were all dazzled during the entire marching band season. And by finals, my husband and I were definitely hooked. For the next 5.5 years, I ran every single kitchen for every single event, and he was my head cook. The truck that we now have was his dream. I was the one who signed the papers for the loan, but it was his dream. He finally got to be the driver after our son graduated. When he got sick, he worried who would drive his truck for his kids. We know somebody was finally found. Volunteering for the band led to many wonderful moments for us. An especially tender moment was when all the band dads, including Buddy, came to our house that spring to clean the outside when my husband was sick. 20 years later, and all the female friends I've made are still listed in my group email as band moms. We just came back from a weekend in Maine, and they finally said to me, can we be called something else? And I said, no, always and forever, we will be the band moms. The students may think that they are the family, but my band family means just as much to me as it did to my husband. I never thought volunteering would be so rewarding and life-changing. Tonight I am here to present his scholarship, the 10th. Serving on this committee is an honor. Reading the essays is not a task, it's a labor of love. Reading the true confessions of what music means to these students makes my heart sing. Being here so long makes me especially happy to know that Todd is making the same positive difference in their lives as Buddy and Tom did many years ago. This year's winner is a male that I have known from his beginning marching band days. I have worked alongside his parents since they began. And I would like to read a few excerpts from his essay, but before I do that, I would like to call him up because he looks so darn handsome this evening. So the winner of the Robert Trink Memorial Scholarship is Arthur Newst Gratian. They can hear what we did read. These are just some of the excerpts. In my senior year of marching band, I had a defining moment. Toward the end of the season, we had fallen in our placement for the last 2 shows. Due to arriving hours early, we had plenty of time to talk to, excite, and work with our section. I got the section together to speak with them all, from baby trumpet to senior. My analytical mind thought the best idea was to begin by showing the anatomy of the trumpet, from mouthpiece to bell. After having gone through the physical properties of our instrument, I shifted to what we can do to it. The trumpet really is just some brass, springs, and slides. But like anything in life, it's what you make it. We have the ability to evoke any emotion, and performance is the only place that's possible. We've had the training over the course of years to know how to play the instrument, but I sought to evoke emotion in my section, so we may all project the emotion we feel, and that of our show into the stands. It's not so the judges would write down high numbers, but to have each of our members share that feeling you only get when you play amazing. That feeling of accomplishment and validation for everything we've done. The electricity between the band and that of the band to the audience is what I hoped each of us could grasp. And he finished his essay by saying, while my college isn't known for their music program, I am sure to continue playing and learning during my life. After all, it was Ronald Reagan who said, life is one man's sweet song, so stop the music. In my time, I couldn't agree more, and I've sung my song proud for many years. But I'm most proud of having the privilege and experience of beginning my song with the Blackstone Millville Music Band.
We had a student that was actually awarded a scholarship outside of the organization that's related to music. The Massachusetts Judging Association, which supplies judges for MICA, NESBA, marching band concert festivals, jazz festivals, you name it, has a scholarship every year. And we had some students apply for it. We actually had one of ours. It's awarded to any music student from any school in Massachusetts. So there were thousands of students that applied for it, and actually Elizabeth Strickars won one of the scholarships. I'd also like to recognize, back in November, we had several students audition for the Central District Senior High Music Festival. I'd like to recognize them now with certificates, starting with Ellie Gervais on trombone. Back up again, Arthur Newsgration on trumpet. Getting the high score for orchestra, Matt Bailey on trombone. On French horn, Elizabeth Strickers. On trumpet, Rebecca Sainamon. And last and definitely never ever least, Shayna Boyan on trumpet. So, as I've done with the other groups, but I'm not going to name them because you'll see them why in a second. I'm very fortunate that I've come up from the ranks with these seniors that are graduating. I started them in 5th grade, stayed with them. When I came up here, I was fortunate that so many of them stayed. So right now, if we could have all the seniors on stage stand, I don't want to look because there's too many. Promise parents of non-seniors we will still have a band next year, even with them all graduating. One of the things that always amazes me, and this has amazed me ever since I started teaching, is that for these students to stay in this program for so long means that they have made this a priority and a passion for years. These students have been in this music program now for 8 years. So that's gone through every possible process of adolescent, being a young adult, getting a job. We have sports captains in the band. We have NHS officers, Stuco president. We have so many different types of students represented in these seniors, in every group of seniors. And I think that speaks a lot to this group of seniors, but also to the fact that we're very fortunate in this district to have this music program and to have this culture where these kids want this to be a part. They want to have to walk to the far corner of the school with no windows every single day to come take this class. And I feel lucky every day that they've made this a priority because obviously I get to share my passion with them. So one more round of applause for these seniors. So our last song is a song that just coincidentally I actually played for every time that I was about to graduate. My senior year of high school, my last concert, we played this. My senior year of college, my last concert, we played this. And I thought it was a very fitting song to have everyone come up on stage, also because of the meaning behind it. I'm only going to read the first two, but this is my message to the seniors. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside, the summer's gone and all the flowers dying. 'Tis you must go, and I must bide. But come ye back when the summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow, or Danny boy, I love you so. This is Irish tune.